Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to set up the nuclear reactor in Oakridge Nuclear Power Station. So, basically, what we're going to want to do, first off, let's grab our key back here, the key cabinet, get one of the operator keys, or whatever it's called, and we need to start with pre-start. So, there's two steps to setting up this reactor. There's pre-start and then there's startup. We'll go to that next, but first of all, we need to, do the pre-reactor startup. So, it says off here, condenser coolant pump A1. So, that's referring to over here, which is the coolant pumps. We need to set off A1 and A2. So, that would be these two right here. Click, and just like that. That's the first step of the startup. Now, something that's really helpful, which I will mention here, when you're clicking around with buttons, it's really good to kind of line your camera up and then click F. F allows your mouse to let go and move about, which is pretty nice when you're moving around with buttons and trying to get precise with stuff in a limited amount of time. So, next up, we're going to do turbine AB bleed valve and A bypass valve. So, that should be right here on the turbine A control in steam turbine generator A. You want to turn this one on right here, and then that one on, and that's these two. Now, turbine A bypass valve, 100%. Now what that means is that we need to get this here, that's at 0, we need to get that up to 100. So, pretty much, it's as simple as coming down here. As you can see, there's the turbine valve and then there's the bypass valve. We want the bypass valve to get up, so click loose on full and increase flow, and it should start moving up. And once it hits 100, we're done with the spot for right now. There we go. Bada boom. So we took that off the list, and we move on to the next bit. Deaerator A bleed valve, which is right here. Now, we will come back to that later, but for right now we're good. So take that off, and we need to do deaerator A relief valve 50% and steam inlet valve 25%. So it's pretty much just saying it wants deaerator A, it wants this one to be at relief 50 and then 25 on the left. So same as the last one, is increase and decrease, you want to increase. Just want to make sure here, relief is 50, that's correct. Okay. And actually another helpful thing, you can move about while you're holding. So you don't have to sit by the button or camp it, you can look about and do your own stuff. It's, you're holding it, which is pretty good. But, there we go. We have done these two. Now, automatic feed limiter, simple as coming over here on the feed water system, separate feed water pumps, just turn that one on. Turn that one on there, and yep. Here we go. Injection tanks. Alright, we're done with this side for the minute. We need to come to over here. And what I mean is that we need to start here. So, when you get this tank up to 1500, as it says there, so basically we just turn on the nitrogen and we wait for that knob right there to get to 1500. I'll just speed it up here for you. Okay, and there we go. As you can see, click E to zoom in actually. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. It's really helpful when you're looking at dials and stuff. That's pretty much right. You can go slightly off and a little under, but never go into this sort of area. Like, try to stay away from here and here. Just stay right down here in this area when they say 1500. What I'm basically saying is you don't have to be too precise. Now, take that off and we need to move on to hot well level 35, or hot well level. So, that's this one right here. It says we need to put in the quick 35. So, you put in 35 now. Don't click this button yet. What you want to do, you want to do the second thing here, and turn this on. So, there's somewhere to go. I'm pretty sure. I think so. And, yeah. Okay, now G164 offload system. That's basically telling you to come over to the generators over here, and you want to hold for 5 seconds to prime offload. So you just, whoa, weird, okay. You just hold that for 5 seconds and the light should turn. Like so. Do not click that light. Never click that light when you're in operation. I'm not sure exactly what it does when you click it, but I have clicked it before and it causes problems. So just, you never want to click that when you're working in your, when your reactor's working. But anyways, now you want to, now you've done that, automatically you want to offload. Click that one there, click that off, and now breaker 18MG1. That's this thing right here. This is where you gotta use your key. So you insert that, and you turn that on. Ba-da-boom. Pick that off, and now breaker 64BN. That's this one right here, to the right of it. Just turn that on. And now, head back over to the condenser pumps, where we were at the start of this, right on the very end, and you want to turn A1 and A2 speed up to speed 2. Now, that is speed 2. So with these things here, basically, there's free lights above most of the main switches on a switch above that, and like I said, there's free lights. Now, these are the 3 different speeds. This isn't 0, mid, and then on. This is speed 1, speed 2, and speed 3. I just want you to keep that in mind. Like I said, speed 1, speed 2, speed 3, that goes for every switch like this. Okay. So middle is speed 2, and we have done that. Now, we want to move over to the main circulation pumps, which are these. This is the water that flows into our reactor. We want to put A2 and A1 to speed 2. So that is this one and this one. And yeah. Now last things, come over to this on the main panel here. And over here we want to turn inlet and outlet on, so on both of these. So inlet and then outlet, and just like that, we're done. We're done with reactor startup. Now we can put this away. There's no need for it after this. We need to move on from over here. We need to move on to reactor startup. Now this is the real stuff. This is the good stuff. This is what we need to do. This is how we turn on the reactor and we get operations going and power flowing to our grid. So we need to initialize reactor mode 1, which means this button over here on the main panel. You want to click mode 1. Easy, yeah. An alarm should, oh, there we go. An alarm should start. Mode conflict. This tends to happen when you switch between. Just acknowledge it and move on. Now, what you want to do, tick that, and offline core cooling. So, basically just turn these 2 off to the right of here, and come down here, and turn these 2 on, right there. Circulation pump 1 and 2, or turn it off, sorry, there we go. And now you can click that. So, now we need to shut down A3 control rods, which is this one right here. So we just click that, and as you can see, if we look at the blue rods, they are going down. Our shutdown rods are coming out of the reactor. So I'm just going to quickly explain as these come down. There's 3 sets of rods in our reactor. There's the blue ones, which are the shutdown rods. Those are what are coming out now and what will allow us to work on our reactor. There's the red rods, which we will talk about in a minute. Those are or we will use in a minute actually. Those are the order rods, which is basically the computer deciding which rods are to go in and go out and moderate our reactor. And the ones with no color is our rods. That's what we decide. That's where we decide which ones come out. That's our rods. So yeah, let me see how, okay, let me just speed this up 1 sec. Once this is over, you should hear a little bell. Okay, yeah. That's the bell. Sometimes it happens a little after, sometimes it happens a little before. Just depends, but yeah. The bell's off and we're cool. So now what we want to do, we want to just quickly, we can tick that off, and we can raise reactor for a moment. In fact, okay, just gonna silence that or reset that so it stops blinking the mode conflict. So, raise reactor thermal. I'm just gonna real quick, this is optional, you do not have to do this. I'm gonna turn off auto scram. From what I know, basically, this allows to go up, but from what I know, it makes the reactor really easy to shut down from some issues. Like, say now we have an issue that is still fixable. If the auto scram catches it, then it just AZ5s, yeah, it just scrams the whole reactor and pushes all the rods in, and that can lead to problems. So there's no need for it, but it's up to you really. But now we need to get to pulling rods. So raise reactor thermal. Basically, what we want to do before we start setting rods, we need to turn on the auto rods, which are the red ones as I spoke about. So let's turn this bad boy on, right? And now we have auto rods, and basically, to get these to work, we need to put in the amount, which is 1500 at the minute. So we put in 1500. We set that, and if you take a look, they're starting to pull out. It's trying to turn on the reactor so it gets to that mode, but we need to moderate it with our own and bring it out. So basically, this is a pattern that I learned from another video. I'll put them in the description because they're pretty good, cool. We pull these out, and then we pull those out, and then, or we click those, and then, whoa, sorry, excuse me. Excuse what I do, are they out? Okay. Missed that one. Alright, so here what I'm going to explain, you can only pull out 12 at a time, so as you can see, we kept it symmetrical, and we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, yeah, 12. So we could just remove those, and eventually power will start to come up as they almost come out, so I'm just going to speed this up here. Alright, almost. Just like that, we're getting power in our reactor. Reactivity is happening, or fission, or whatever. It's happening, and yeah. But see, we're only at 250 at the minute. Ooh, money! And we need to get to 1500, so let's pull more rods out. I need to remember the right pattern here, because I have failed multiple times by doing the wrong pattern, so let me think. I think we just want to simply do one of these, and then do that, and then these two, and we'll give that a go. If a problem happens later, then so strike the dead. Yeah, as you can see, like that, then just remove those, and don't remove them all the way, just remove them till we get to 1500. You can go a little over, but hey, it doesn't really matter. The automatic roads will moderate it itself. As you can see, they're all the way out at the minute, so we want to get more of them in. That would be great. So I'm just going to speed this up here. Okay. We put it slightly over because I just want more of the reds to come in. So that should moderate it itself. As you can see, it's going down and those are going in. So now, as that's doing that, we'll wait for it to come down all the way, and then just might as well take that, and then we can get on with that. If there's a alarm in a sec on for you, then that's totally normal. Or at least an alarm in insufficient feed, that's normal, we'll fix that in a minute. That's the next step. Okay. Okay. And just like that, we are at 1500. Okay, now we want to initialize mode 2, which is operating mode. Alright. There's the alarm I was talking about. We want to turn on feed water and condense it 1. So condense it pump 1, and we want to enable it to speed 2, and we want to do the exact same thing with feed 1, which is over here below the buzzer. Now it should begin to fix itself. You hear a ding, another ding. Just acknowledge. There we go. We are cool. Alright, so we have a sufficient feed into the reactor. Thing with condensed and feed water, you can't have one without the other. So if you see condensed at speed 2, you know that, or if you see condensed 1 at speed 2, then you know that feed water 1 is going to be at speed 2, and that goes for every feed water and condensed based tasks. So now that we've done this, one sec, we need to continue to raise power. So 2100, okay. So we just put that into there. We set that. Just remove these. Which ones am I removing? I'm removing those ones right there. We can remove this all the way. It depends how quickly this comes. Okay, yeah, that's pretty quick. We should be fine. Are those all the way out, actually? They are, okay. And it should be able to do it itself. I don't know, though. We could bring this up to 50, I prefer. So, might as well put another pattern here. Start removing those. Oh. Core heat imbalance. I'm pretty sure, from what I've heard, it's a nothing burger. Don't worry about core heat imbalance. Need to remove. I want some red. Let's get that red up to like 52. Yeah, 52 will do. Or insert a bit more. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're getting high. Okay. Let's work this out. Insert more of this. It should pull more out. Wait a minute. I'm all the way in. I am. Okay. Oh, no worries. We can leave that at the... heat is pretty high. What I would do, or what I tend to do, I will turn this on. And then turn... is that cool? It is. We want to keep... Alright, so basically with this, we want to keep this below 1200. We want to keep it below 1200 because 1200 can lead to fuel leaks, which will lead to irreparable damage, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, 1200 is a chance at fuel leak, and then... or it makes fuel leaks high. It'll make it happen. And... once we get to above 2k, that's when a meltdown begins. So just make sure to not get anywhere near that. But we should be fine now. As you can see, it's going down. We just need the one pump for the minute, I'd say, and we should be good. I could moderate this, but I'm kind of lazy, so we're just gonna work with that for the minute. And anyways, we should be fine nevertheless, though. We can moderate it after when the reactor's running, but for right now, let's just try to get this on as quickly as we can. So generator turbine A, we want to... Alright, so this is what we want to do. We want to come back over here and we want to call the engineering department. So the number is 106 as it shows. Put in 106. Just wait for the answer. Ring, ring, ring. Alright. I'm going to go to turning gear. We want to disengage turbine A. Specifically turbine A. Now this is... Now here comes the tedious part, so... I'm not too sure exactly... Or I am sure, I'm exactly sure, but I've heard that this isn't as, you know... isn't as readable as usual, but... pretty much you just want to mess with sorry. Pretty much you just want to just mess with these and try to get the flow up to 0 right there. So, yeah. Okay, we want to get this number up to 1800 as it shows. And how we do that... Oh, sorry. Okay. This is another thing as well. We want to make sure that this doesn't dip. Dipping is bad. This is something that we do not want, so we want to remove some rods. Which will bring our reactivity back up. Whoa, whoa. Core heat balance, yeah. Ignore it. Just continue to remove. And... or insert. And that should fix itself right there. Okay, yeah. So now we can come back to turbine generator A, which is what we just disengaged. We need to get this to 1800, and we need to make sure that this stays in the middle. And how we do that, we got to increase the flow and decrease the flow on the turbine and bypass valve. So let's just bring this up to... Also listen to some videos. Just bring it up to 70.
Unauthorized personnel detected in Sector A. All science, medical, and human resources.
You can see cars being made. Just open this for later if you want to do that. Because there's a big step to why we're doing this and how we get it to 1800. Not a big step, but just the main thing we're going to do. So we're going to bring this down to about, I'd say about here. It should start to move. And then we bring it back to 35 once it gets down here. Yeah, so as you can see, it's flying up. Let's bring it to 35, which should be that one right there. There we go. Okay. We want to bring it down, try to get to the middle, and then to 35. That's what I like to do at least. So flow come down, and then this is where we use the precise knobs, which is just, it just makes precision. It's just, yeah, it's just slower. That's the word I was looking for. You can see now it's regulating itself on 40 or 35, so we want to keep it on 35. And you just kind of mess with this until this gets to 1700. So yeah, just do that, and wait, I'll speed this up now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Like I said, it will dip sometimes. So just, yeah, just keep an eye on it really, and you should be able to moderate it. Okay, here we go. So now what you want to do, you want to turn on the synchro scope. So what we're trying to do here, once we get to, let's say, about 86 to 90, or 1786 to 1790, just in that sort of area, you want to be able to click this button when this light lights up. It sounds... okay, let me lay it out better. So when this thing here hits the red, this light's going to light up when it gets slower, because it'll get slower as it continues. Just gonna keep an eye on that. And then the light will start to bleed, and once we get to, like I said, 86 to 90, we want to be able to hit this button when it's on the red. And it should calibrate itself to 1800. And then we can continue from there. So we just wait here a sec, about another 20%. Now on reactor power. The beeping is starting to happen, as you can see. You want to wait about 10 more %. I like to do it 86, 87, just in that area. We wait a little longer. If you have a laggier PC, or a laggier whatever, try to hit it around before. Boom. Ignore that, and if you have a good PC, then just try to hit it on the dot. Just as long as it's on the red, you're good. Okay, ignore that. That had no reason to do anything. What we need to do now, I'm just gonna reset you. We wanna decrease flow here, which should start making power. Very good. Very good. Okay, now we want to turn turbine flow up to the max. Like so.
Biohazard warning in sector
Bada boom.
B and C.
Easy as that. We're good now. Should start making power. We'll come back to this later. There's something big here when it comes to making power for people. But that's when the thing is operating. That's probably the last thing I'll touch on. So now we need to tick those. And now we can start up the transformer here, which is, we need to turn on breaker 64 AM, which is this one right here, directly above 64B, which we turned on earlier. Flip that. If everything worked, that should happen. And if everything, like I said, if everything worked, one of these should be off. Now, what we need to do, we need to call the engineer here. Again, 106, like it says. Wait a sec. Okay, and we need to reset the breakers because we need that one on. Sometimes when, or most of the every time, I'm pretty sure, when you do that, it trips one of the breakers and we just need them to reset one of them. And it should, we don't need to wait for it, but it should turn on. And they will call us when that happens. We don't need to pick up it, but yeah. Like so. As you can see, it's on. So now, we need to get back to the deaerator. Relief needs to be 25 and invite needs to be 45 on both this time. So these two here, we need 45 on this one and 25 on this, and then the same on this side. So, oh, sorry. Yeah. Let me bring this down to 25. And then the same with the second one, and we're good. 25, yep. And then there we go. We can pick that one off, and now we want to turn on condensing pump 2 and feed it light. See, there we go again, condensing and feed water. We can turn on pump 2 now that we have sufficient power to it, if I'm not mistaken. That's why. And we also want to turn on the bleed valve. This is the thing from earlier. And boom! Now, we can raise reactor power. Now what I want to do here, this is something that I learned from another video as well. Turn it up to 3000 as it needs. Before clicking that button. Wait 1 sec. Let me just. Now what we want to do, we want to turn A1 and A2 to speed 3, B1 and B2 to speed 1, and A1 and A2 to speed 3. So let me check. A1, A2. So we want to turn this and this, and B1, B2, right? No? Oh, yeah. I want to turn B1, B2, A1. Okay. Got it. So, A1, A2, turn those all the way up, turn that one on, and that one on, and we run down here. We want to turn this one on and that one on, if I'm not mistaken. And then, we want to click that, start removing rods. There we go. Hope you have no issues. I've had a lot of issues getting up to 3000. So if I say this now and it starts going crazy, ignore the core heat imbalance. We are fine. I don't know why I keep saying that, but you know, just reminders. Yeah, I'm gonna speed up this part. Okay. It should regulate itself. We can see there's a lot of heat in there. So what I like to do is turn that on there, and that should cool down. That's up to you though. That's not cooling down. Okay, we'll turn that one on as well. Well, there we go. Need to get to 3,000. That should, in theory, cool down. There we go. Slowly, but it's doing it. Okay, we'll just let that do its thing. We've raised reactor to 3,000. 1001. There we go. And now, we want to turn on the condenser coolant pumps B1 and B2 speed first. So, B1, B2, oh, well, would you look at that? We turn those on and that's exactly what we needed. And it should cool down. There we go. Cool. So, we'll just continue on. And now we need to move on to the... we need to move on to turbine generator number 2. Turbine generator B. So come back here. We need to pull the engineer. Get it in. And now we want to disengage turbine B. Cool. Wait a minute, condenser cooling pump, that's... Ah, turned on the wrong one, sorry. Okay. Shit. We need to turn on B1, B2 here. And we need to turn these up to 3. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's right. Oh, I thought of something. That should still cool. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why that's on. That should in theory cool down. I'll leave it on there. Now we need to turn on generator B. Okay, so now I want to turn on this valve here so we can work with it. It's the same as the last one, but from what I feel, we want to take it just a little slower. Just a little slower. Having some lag issues. I don't know why this is happening, but yeah, just a little slower. It's pretty sensitive if I'm not mistaken. Open that, ready. Keep an eye on power, of course. And just increase it ever so slightly, it will probably just shoot up. Yep, there we go. Okay, as expected. It should... Okay, you're not coming down. If I shoot that thing up here though, there we go. There we go. Whoa.
Don't forget, today is pizza day. So head on down to the cafeteria to grab yourself a hot slice.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Reactor's good, I think. Yeah, reactor's okay. This one's very finicky, so just mess with it a lot. Just gonna speed this up here. It's pretty straightforward. Money! It's pretty straightforward. Okay, and just like that, we've made it up to 1700. Turn that on. You know, the basics. You know the gist of it. Or you should do. Basically the same as the last one here with the light and the button. 86 to 9. They regulated up to 1800. Of course, make sure that the flow is in the middle. Keep an eye on that. And of the reactor as well. Mine's pretty stable right now. I don't want to jinx it though, but you know, it's pretty stable for the minute. We'll see how it goes when we get to 1400, or get up to 4K, which is our goal. We get to 4K megawatts. Which is pretty straightforward, if I do it right. So, yeah. The beepings begin. Just give it another 10 to go. Another 10. You got that at the right. Yeah, power's holding itself. I think just one more round. Awesome. We made it. Okay. Now we wanna... So let's click that. And we decrease the flow all the way to the bottom. And up, we increase the flow on the turbine. So we increase turbine and then we decrease bypass. It will do that, that's just because the vibration's high. Ignore it. That should shoot right back down. Just acknowledge it. And you go and you move on. See how it's the same now? That should stay pretty much the same to each other for the minute. And it's meant to, we gotta keep those together as it's similar. So now that we've done that, condensing pump 2, we get that up to speed 2. And we do the same with feed water. Speed 2. Now, here comes 4,000 megawatts, so yeah, we, oh, wait, put that in. Main circulation pump B1 and B2 at speed 3, which is, okay, so B1 and B2, where is it? B2, oh, I've already done it, well, I guess we can continue. Turn that on if you haven't already, and click this button to start moving the rods. One of these. Get it up to 4K. Heat will rise, as you can see, it's gone up to 1200. We can fix that once things are out. We need to deselect this. Let's start working around the edge here. So, which ones have we pulled? We haven't pulled those ones, so let's pull a view. Here. And I suppose we can do that as well. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, okay. We can do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. See, the edges are pretty... Ooh, okay. Yeah, so as you can see, the edges are pretty... And we're gonna turn that up. That should start going down. It's not. I'm gonna turn this one on here. I like to keep the water flowing through while we're moderating this, and then once it's over we can start fixing it and start actually balancing it. But at the moment we just want to keep water down and we want to keep the power up. So you have our 12, start moving it. Because as you can see, the edges are quite cold compared to the inner, and the inner we've been moving a lot. So yeah, let's start removing these, and eventually we'll start inserting the middle ones. We just want to, like I said, we need to moderate it. Oh, it's pretty hot. Okay, I'll turn these up just over, and then we'll select a few middles, and we'll fix that. So turn this all the way up. Okay. Now let's just deselect what we've got, and let's select our middle ones. Let's push those in more. Because we need to bring temperature down. Badly. So let's pull these out here. Let's bring it back down today, and then we'll just let water do its thing. Okay, now let's just turn on final circulation and let's pray that goes down. It doesn't. Okay. Here goes. Just give me a moment while I try to fix it. If you're having the same issue, just select the ones in the area and bring them in. Okay, as you can see, it's working its way down. I realized that I hadn't turned, I think either this one or that one on, so I turned that on and that completely fixed it. So now we're good. Now what we want to do, we've done that, we're at 4,000. You are as well. Is that heat for our heat and balance? It's fair. Or no, it's not, sorry. That is pressure low, okay. What I want to do here, just turn on the auto control and acknowledge it. Simple as that. Because I've been running at 4K too long. Usually you turn on by now, but I didn't. So now that we've done this and we've done that, we can move on to the last page. Now, here we go. We need to turn on the condenser coolant pumps, which are coolant pump A3, B3. We enable those A3 and B3 at speed 1. And now we need to call the grid and get online. So call it 77. I think I did that right. 772. Oh, that's good. Okay, we go online. As you can see, we're officially online. I'll show you how to, not our reactor setup. First thing we want to do before they give us orders, turn this one on, and want to turn that one on and that one on, and then just put in the code 150 for the minute here on these ones right here, so it doesn't get too high or too low when it doesn't conflict. We can reset that, it's all working fine. Alright, let's see here. So, I'm gonna ignore the reactor. Keep an eye on it at least. Alright, power demand's increasing. So, alright. Here's what it's asking us to do. It wants us, basically, we take 1190, and this is most of the job from now on. We want to divide this by 2. And once we get that number, which is 595, which is for me at least, we put 595 into the first, and then the second. These only go up to 750 megawatts if I'm not mistaken, but so it's distributed between both of the turbines, and it will give us our ample power. Now, we also got to make sure the reactor is at the amount is needed. I'm also going to turn this down a bit because we don't need all that. Now, let's say, alright, we need to get up to 1190, so let's go up to, let's say maybe 4300. So what we want to do, let's take, as it says, main circulation pump C1, C2 at speed 2. So, circulation C1, C2, speed 2, C1, C2, that's done. Heat and balance. Okay. We want to and turn on the condensate feed water. So it's free on 1. So yeah, and then come down to condenser. Turn it to free. Okay, and now we just turn this up to let's say 4300. We set that, and we just mess with the control rods, and that's about the rest of the job. I'll show you once I get there. It's having some issues, but I'm back, and we got a new order for a new amount. As it goes throughout the day, we'll ask for a new amount. As you can see, it's 1, so now it's at its highest. It wants 1380. We divide that by 2, we get our number. Get that number, we put it into the reactor, which is 690 into the turbines. We put it into both. Turn that bad boy on, and then we need to make up all that power. So first of all, I need to bring this up to 4300. So let's bring it up to about there. Now I'm going to start turning on cooling, because I want to be able to moderate this correctly. Okay. But now we're at there. We want to be able to get up to 300, so I'd say maybe 4.5. Let's bring up to 4.500, so 4,500. Put that into there. We set that. We need to get C1, C2 at speed 2. Or, sorry, C1, C2 at speed 3. Everything's on here, so coolant pumps. Condenser, coolant pumps, A3, B3 to speed 3. Pretty much we'll switch between those. That's probably why I was having the issue with heat. As you can see, it's all the way down here now. So that should be at speed 2 when it's below, but let's bring them to as its requested amount, so we can get to the number. I'll cut to when we can get that working. Alright, we've made it. Just about. Oh, 100% efficiency too. I try not to aim over, because it can go over, and I'm not sure what happens when it does go over, but I'd rather not going over. 100% to whatever is pretty good. So now, we've made it. We made it to the power grid. We're selling ample power. And now we can just relax. I decided to turn up to 4,550. We should be running fine. Ooh. Like if you see stuff like that, the laser on, just come over here. Select the area that is starting to go crazy and just insert some rods. It should work itself out, as you see. And yeah, there we go. That's just pretty much my methods of working this, and you know, it's gone on for a few hours before I get bored and hop off, but it's pretty good. They're asking for a new order now, and yeah, it's pretty much the gist of working at the Oakridge nuclear power station. I'm not too sure how to shut it down yet, but once I do, I might make a video on it. Let me know if you want to see more, and I hope this helps. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day, guys. Oh yeah, and pour yourself a cup of Joe and enjoy it. Get this far is pretty good. Feels pretty good. But yeah. See you guys around, and thank you for watching the video.